Hello, as I have mentioned in the channel previously that I will share a demo of this invoicing and reminder or smart reminder automation, AI automation. So this video is about um, this demo. So basically, let me go ahead and tell you what I have used so far, the tools, and then we can go ahead and go through the every item and all the details of this whole workflow. I have used, of course, N8N, and of course I've used the data tables of N8N, and I have used Jotform to send the form, and then we have used as well mail trap. So basically, because we are going to send some emails, so for the testing and all of these stuff, I'm using mail trap, but of course for you, you can update it to use um, uh, the right credentials. Okay, so this is the mail trap. Okay, so basically what this does basically is sending invoice for the customer that request our service, and then send a reminder for the customer if the customer um, has not fully paid or did not pay any of the invoice yet. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with the flow. So first thing first, we receive the submission from the customer or the client, and this is the form that we receive the submission from. So basically the user enters the details and selects the service. Right now there is only one service in this form, but of course you can add as many as you want, and then you add the billing uh, address and so on. Okay, okay. Next, we format the data. So basically, when we receive the data from Jotform, let me open this up. We receive the name, the email, the phone, and the item name and the billing address. And the billing address is being represented this way. So basically, you see BR, and then it's an HTML format. So basically, we format, like, clean up the data and make sure that the data is being represented correctly in here in this format data. Okay, it will be represented as this address customer, and inside the customer we will have the name, email, and the phone, and then the item, which will have the name, and the address is going to include line 1, line 2, city, and this and this and this. So yeah, this is the step where we just format the data. Okay, and now we go to the QuickBooks um, online. We check if this customer that has sent this request already in our QuickBooks online account or not. So we are checking this customer, if the customer exists or not. If the customer exists, we update the customer. If the customer does not exist, we create a new customer. Okay, okay. And we here, after creating or updating the customer, we want to get the customer ID. So basically, to the previous data that we had in this step here, we get all the data here and put it back again here, and we append the customer ID in this step. Okay, okay. Now we now get the item. The item is representing the service, which in our case we only have one at the moment, so we will get this design from our QuickBooks online, our QuickBooks online. So this is here. Okay, so we get it by the name, and we make sure that the QuickBooks online has exactly the same name as we have it in the form. Okay, so after that we get the item ID. So basically we append all the data, like we get the data that we got from this one and this one. Of course, this one we have added to it the customer ID, and now this one we will add it, we will get this one, the data from this one, and we'll add as well item ID. So basically we kind of collect all the data here in this node. Okay, so basically we get the customer ID, and in the item we append as well the item ID. So basically here in this step we added all the data here and all the data here and append all of them here. So basically here we have all the customer details, name, email, and address, and all of these stuff, and also the customer ID, which is in this step, and the item ID, which we got it from this node. Okay, after that we create the invoice for that customer. So here, because we want to have the customer ID, so we add it here, and we need to get the item name, of course, or the ID, but I prefer to put the ID, and then fill in the other data. Okay, okay, of course those I typed them statically, but of course you can adjust them however you like. Okay, and after creating the invoice, we send the invoice to the user, so or to the customer. So basically the invoice, we get an invoice ID from the previous step, which is here, and then we send we add the invoice ID, and then we send to the an email to that customer. Okay, okay, after that we go to this step, and as you notice here, we have a schedule trigger, but because this one is it will be used by both the this above workflow and the schedule node, we have added here, and then we have added this details, the data table ID, which represents this one with, and this is the ID. Of course you can do the same. So basically if you want to do the same, just create a new data table, and for the invoice ID make it string, remaining amount make it as number, the currency string, and the reminders sent also number, last sent at is also a date time. So yeah, after creating the data table, just copy this one and put it here. Okay, this one represents the reminders. So basically we will send a reminder to the customer after 2 days, and then after 3 days, and then after 5 days, and this is the final reminder that will be sent. Of course you can adjust this however you like. I just made it this way so you are flexible with how you are going to send the reminders. For this whole template that I have created, yeah, probably I will send you, or I will add a description. In the description I will add all the details of how to get this whole template. Okay, okay, so let's go back to our workflow. Okay, so basically this is as I mentioned, is going to be used by the trigger, and it's going to be used here. So here, sorry, here I have added this thing. This is basically means that is this node or has this node has been executed by the above workflow or by the schedule node trigger, because based on that we will do different actions. So here I am going, like here we have added this one, and this one tells us if it's yes by the above workflow, which is this one, this whole thingy, like it comes basically from the send invoice, but it's a reflection of this whole workflow, or it comes from this one. So if it comes from this one, basically we have a check here. So if it's true and it comes from the above, we insert the invoice to the data table. I just called it DB, you can call it data table, or you can use your own database. This can be a bit of a technical thing, but yeah, you can use MySQL, PostgreSQL, Mongo, like whatever DB you want to use, or simply use the data table as I have used it here. Okay, I just don't want to go um, more like uh, in depth into the technical details, but yeah, if you are a developer, yeah or yeah, you would also you will know what I'm talking about. But for now, this is fine. So we get the data table by the ID, the one that we have set it here, okay, and then we do insert into the DB. We insert the invoice ID. We insert the remaining amount the customer has to pay, and then we insert the currency, and of course the reminder sent. The reminders sent is 0 because we will send the reminders. The first reminder will be sent in our current workflow after 2 days. So yeah, so this is basically if we go and do it through this workflow. Now, if we do it through the schedule, or this schedule trigger runs every day at 11 a.m. And if we run it through this one, okay, we will go through this path, okay, this whole path, okay. And basically what we are doing here, we are getting all the invoices or all the data in here and this one, and then we loop over these invoices, okay. So and then we go to the QuickBooks Online to get the details of this invoice, because at some point the user probably could pay the whole invoice, or the invoice could be marked um, from um, from us as paid and so on. Of course we can get the webhook from them, but for this web like workflow, I just want to make it this way. Anyways, so we go to the QuickBooks Online, and then we get the data from QuickBooks Online by sending the invoice ID that we got from here, because we are storing all the invoices or the invoice ID here, okay. And then this is a list. This means that we have a list of invoices, so we loop over them one by one, and as you can see here, the batch size is 1. So it means that we are going to run or to loop over items one by one, okay. So for every item we will do the same logic here, okay. So basically we get the first invoice, and we get it back from we get the details of it from QuickBooks Online, and then we do this switch. So we have 3 cases, okay. The first case here means that the balance is an attribute in QuickBooks Online, showing that the remaining amount the user has to pay, okay. So we are checking if the balance is bigger than 0, because this means that the user still need to pay for us. So even if the user has paid partially, we tell the user, okay, you still has to pay us the rest of the amount, okay. And then we check if it's the right time for the for sending the invoice, because as we have done here the configuration, we tell that we send first reminder is 2 days. So if basically we send after like the first reminder, and then we need to send a second reminder, but this second reminder has to be sent after 3 days from sending the previous one. So basically we have to check whether it's the right time, is basically 3 days has passed or not. So if 3 days has passed, then we will send the reminder. If not, then we will not send the reminder. And that's basically what we have done here. This means that okay, it's the right time to send the reminder, then we are going to send the reminder. And if it's not, which is this one, it's going to just, as you can see, we call it send later. So basically we will just go to the next item or the next invoice. Okay, and the already paid, this means that the user has already paid the invoice if the balance equal 0. Okay, and the balance term is being done by the QuickBooks Online. Okay, okay, here we are sending the reminder. Okay, sending the reminder, and it has been like, I have done it this way, but you can do it however you wish. Okay, and we here, after sending the reminder, we increase the sent reminders column. So basically here is telling like if we send a reminder for this invoice, let's suppose that we have an invoice here, so we increase the reminders sent, because like in our system or in our data table, we just want to make sure that we send the reminders like as we have done here, at most 3 times. If this has, for example, 9, then 4 times we will send the reminders, at most 4 times. But now here it's 3 times at most. Okay, okay, and thus we are increasing the reminders in the data table. And now we are checking if the reminders has already, like it's already, we have sent all the 3 reminders. If it's true, we remove that invoice from our data table here. We no longer need it. If it's false, we just go to the next invoice. Okay, and we keep it here, but we keep increase this one until it matches the maximum number of sending the reminders. And if it's exactly matches it, we delete it because we no longer need it. And that's basically here in this if condition, and this is the condition for it. Okay, okay. Now after we loop through all the items, we do have another extra thing that we do, which is basically we send a reminder for the admin or the sales team or the finance team or whatever. So basically we get all the data or all the invoices that has been sent today, because basically we send on daily basis. So if we send 3 reminders today, it means that we have sent 3 invoices reminders for the users, and thus we want to send a summary for that those sent invoices to the corresponding team or the team that will be responsible for it. Okay, so we've added this one, which is basically this one. Basically, it gets the invoices or the reminders that has been sent today, and then we use an AI agent here, and basically this is the I'm using GPT 4o mini. You can use whatever, but yeah, you can use this one, this model as well. You can use whatever, because the data we are processing is like I'm just sending a small amount of stuff, but yeah, you can use whatever. Like I use it for testing, so no need to use or to use models that cost you a lot of money to process this data. But it's all up to you. Okay, and then basically we can do this step here in the tool, but as I mentioned, I want to deliver or have an effective a cost effective solution, because if you add this here, probably you will also it will cost you money, because you will do it through the model and so on. But yeah, so and thus you are making requests to the model, and every model has uh, its own pricing. So basically we add it as a step here. Okay, anyways, this is just a side note. Anyways, so once we get the output from the AI agent, we send a reminder to the team with the invoices sent today. And as I mentioned, there are, as you can see here, reminders and sales at example.com. All of these will not be sent to this email because I'm using here Mailtrap, the development version or the development mode of it. So basically, it's more of a simulation to it. You can use real email providers or credentials to really send the data to the um, to the to the to the right email address. But for testing and so on, I'm using Mailtrap, and I'm using just any email here, any name, because all of these emails will be sent here. Okay. All right. So I think I've talked much here. Now let's try. So basically, I am going to unpin this one, and I'm gonna execute the workflow, and now I'm going to send the data through through Jotform. Let's do this, and it's the design, and it has, like, I use this basically, it's a plugin to fill out the data. So basically, yeah, for testing and so on, it's way much easier to use it, so it generates things automatically. So once I submit, we should receive it here. Okay, also I have configured Jotform to send it to our webhook here, so you can do the same thing. Okay, all right, let me submit. All right, you see, okay, you see the customer is not there. You see, boom boom boom, and we have inserted. So as you can see here, this customer is not in our QuickBooks Online, and thus we have created it, and we have went through all of these flow. I don't want to repeat the same things over and over. And then we have inserted into the DB. Let's go here, let's refresh. You see, we have sent it here, and reminder sent is 0, last sent at. This is a flag for telling us what was the last time we have sent a reminder. So yeah, so awesome, and everything is great. So basically, I should also receive an email because I will send the invoice to the customer. So here I should receive an email. So let's refresh. What? Sorry. Um, I'm sending sorry, this is not an email that I was talking about. This is sending the invoice to the you know what? Let's try it again, and I'm gonna use temp email. Let's go here. Yeah, because you want to see this email, and let's open it up here. Okay, because we are sending to the real email, like this is sending the invoice through QuickBooks Online, not through us. So QuickBooks Online will send it exactly to this email that we have add it here. So basically I will do it again. So basically you will get what I mean. So let's execute the workflow again. And as you can know, we have only one invoice here, and I'm gonna fill out the form again, but this time I'm gonna use a temp email, which is this one. So I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna put it here. Okay, and now let's make sure, yeah, it's working, and let's submit. All right, it goes the same flow here, and it goes here. It will send the invoice to the email, and it goes here and it inserted. So basically if we look here again, we should have 2 rows. All right, we have the second row as well. Now if we look here, we should see the email. All right, we got the email from the sandbox, from the from the QuickBooks Online. And as you can see here, this is the email. Okay, let's get back. And this is actually a temp mailing service. I use it actually when I want to test something with the temp email. So yeah, it's good for testing and so on. And of course we got an email from Jotform because we have filled out this form, okay, with this email. Anyways, now since we have sent this, if we because this runs on every day, we will not wait until tomorrow to run this. So basically I will run it right now. You see it went through this, and all of this will send later because yeah, we should send them tomorrow, like after 2 days. So yeah. So basically what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do something. Can we do this? I will update. Can I update this? Awesome. So let's, like, supposingly 2 days have passed, and we want to send the like a reminder for the users. So yeah, I just here we are checking if the date time format okay. Yeah, I see, we need to update the data somehow. I need to update the data because every time here, like, we will go here send later. So basically, supposingly, I just gonna make sure that this is true, because we will not wait 2 days until we send the data, okay? And because we also use the updated ad and so on in this condition. So yeah, what I'm gonna do here, just this is for you guys, just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna make sure, like, I'm gonna type in here 1, or let's add expression 1 equals 1. This is true. This is just yeah, this is just for the sake of this demo. So you know what, I will also bin the data. No need for yeah, we run the schedule. Okay, yeah, we don't really need to do this. If we run it again with the same data, we just go the same thing, and just we will update the user, so, or the customer. So let's run the schedule trigger again, but this time I just made sure that this is just true because yeah, we want to send now a reminder. Okay, this is, as I told you, in for just the sake of this demo, because we will not wait 2 days and to make sure that this like sending the reminders work. So let's try to execute it again. You see? All right, awesome. So as you can see here, we will refresh, and then you see the reminders sent is 1 and 1, and this is the last sent at. And if we look at the mail trap, we've got 2 emails. One is the one for sending the reminders, and the second is for the summary. So basically here, this is your reminder. Okay, oh wait, those are the reminders. Okay, we've got an error. Okay, invalid syntax. Let's see. Get reminders. Yeah, yeah, makes sense, because we also have a condition here. I see. So I will I will remove this one as well for the sake of this demo. Yeah, I will remove this one for the sake of this demo, because yeah, we just want to, like, yeah, we will because this is also based on the condition that we have done. It should also send like get the only sent reminders. But yeah, just for this demo we will keep it this way. Anyways, let's execute again. What's the problem? Get today's sent reminders dot all. Okay, this one, is it not returning any data? It returns data. Yeah. Oh, the name is wrong. Is it wrong? Wait a second. Let's cut this one. Let's, oops. Okay. Yeah. JSON dot, no, why it's not working like this one? Get today's sent reminders. Why it's not working? Okay, let's put this here and remove this one, and the item to JSON. Okay, how about saying get today's sent reminders dot all. Okay, because I have to add this slash. I see. Okay, so let's I hope these are not, we have sent it twice and for sure we will see those. Okay, I don't want to delete those guys now, so I'm gonna change this to 1 and 1 just for this demo. And yeah, let's run the schedule again. It should do the same thing, and we should get the data. Yeah, you see it's working here, and now we are going to send the reminders. Awesome. So we should have we should receive uh, let's refresh, three, exactly three data, two to the customers, like those are for the customers. Okay, the customers, those are the customers. You see this is two, and this one for us, for the sales, to the sales, telling us this is generated from the AI model itself. So it tells us the summary and so on. So basically, if we look at the AI agent, this is the system prompt for it. Okay, and yeah, as you can see here, it's now, it should now this one is two. Now let's try it one more time. This time, because we have sent it like twice based on this value. Now this is the third time. If we send the third time, we will go to delete the invoice. And yeah, so you know what, I will keep one as it is two, and this I will make it as one. And as you can as you know already, I'm just updating this to show it to you. Okay, because yeah, this is for the demo. For in reality, it will do it exactly as it's supposed, but as it's supposed to be. But yeah, this is for the demo and to show it to you. This one should be deleted, but this one will be as it is, but this has to be increased to 2. So one more time, and this is the final time for executing the trigger. All right, let's go, let's go. I should receive also 3 emails, because we have 2 reminders that will be sent, and 1 email for the summary. Let's go. So yeah, those are sent to the customer. Okay, those are sent for the customers, those invoices. And this is sent for the, like, a summary of today's sent reminders. And now if we refresh here, we should only see 1. As I have mentioned it, we have reminders sent. Now this is 2, and the previous one has executed all the reminders, so which is 3 times in our case. And yeah, that's it. I hope this video is very clear, and if you have any questions, or you need this workflow, or you need any adjustments in this workflow, yeah, just let me know. And yeah, have a nice day.